Welcome back, and now tune into the other side of sports. It's your host, Laws, in the building. It's me, it's Aaron. We rocking out. Gotta talk, Aaron. I'm heated. They had my man Tyreek Hill over the weekend, pressed out on the floor, knee in his back. First of all, listen, the commentary around this joint, I don't know how many times we gotta tell people that like this is how black people get treated. And anybody saying, "Oh well, he should have been cooperating and rolled his window down," and all of this stuff. I'm tired of the narrative being like what he should have done to mitigate the situation. Now, granted, I know I've been pulled over for fluke type reasons. Matter of fact, it's a rite of passage as a black man in this society. You're going to get pulled over for reasons that don't even make sense. It just happens. But this whole narrative, like, oh, he should have did this and should have did that, and stop it, people. Stop it. I'm tired of hearing that narrative, Aaron. I can't stand it anymore. Because we live in a society where it's like that's the default. Like we're responsible for the stuff that happened to us, and there's no accountability. All those officers there wasn't one officer that had the sense of mind to see that the situation was being escalated to be like, you know what? Hey, chill. Like,
okay, they're a gang. That's why they stick together no matter what. No matter how wrong anybody is, when have you ever seen a police officer come out and be like, nah, this Bama was wild and he need to be off the force? They always stick together. The unions stick with him, so it don't even matter. You wasting your breath. It's just a lobby. That's all it is at this point.
The Dolphins issued a statement. They basically said, we support our local MPD and we want to be them, but thank them for releasing a video on the whole situation and acting. They put one of the police officers on administrative leave. No, they should all be fired. Listen, they want to show that they have authority and power. Tyreek Hill has resources, and he has like enough resources to make this hurt. And I know they talking to the team, oh, let's make this go away. What can we do? Those officers should be fired immediately.
Who's the governor in that state?
DeSantis?
Ding, 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 ding. You wasting your breath. Nothing gonna happen to the police in a red state. So you can stop there.
No, if the team doesn't want to get involved, their relationships matter. So if the Miami Dolphins, I'm going to the Dolphins team and I'm saying, look, y'all need to fight this. This is what we want to ask for. They want this to go away because I know they want like, hey, what can we do? Like this is bad press for them and stuff like that. You want to go away? Those two off. The one who put his arms around my neck and tried to strangle me to the ground when I told him that I just got surgery on my knee. He got to be out of here, like fired. Otherwise, I'm going to take my money that I have, my legal, and I'm just going to make it a thing. And I'm going to win. I'm going to win the public opinion because it's going to be in the media. It's going to continue to be a thing. I'm going to make sure it's a thing. If you want it to go away, this is what you can do. It's easy. Those two officers, get them out of there. Everybody else that was involved, they're culpable too. But them two officers got to be fired off the force, dog, because they don't know how to make decisions. They're not in a position to be police officers because police, what they're supposed to do is protect and serve. They're supposed to have the wherewithal and the mindset to be able to de-escalate situations and recognize when stuff is excessive. Like there was nobody there to be able to no, if you and me, Aaron, we on the joint, I'm like, Aaron, chill. Like, bro, just chill. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to especially if I see you elevated or you feeling disrespected and stuff like that, it don't need to go to that level where you yanking the Bama out the car and trying to press him out and talking reckless to him and stuff like no, it don't got to go to that. I'm sorry, man. My blood pressure done got going in this joint, bro. This joint terrible, bro. He got to go every resource he got to be pulling out the bag, dog. Because this joint was unsettling. It was unsettling. And Bama's, Aaron, you know how it is when you get pulled over. I'm extra car. I pull out the license. Dog, it was one time I went to a basketball game and I had played in the game. The joint was late. I'm driving down Rockville Pike, dog. I get on Rockville Pike. It's like 11 p.m. It's on Sunday, 11 p.m. The thing is, when you traumatize and you have these experiences, it just stick with you. I'm driving down Rockville Pike. I got on a wife beater because I just played in a basketball game, so I took my shirt off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
It's
yeah,
hot.
you better get pulled up.
It's the end of summer. It's the end of the summer. So I'm like, it's hot. I got the window rolled down. I'm driving, dog. I got the Acura Legend at this time. I'm floating down Rockville Pike. That's basically like a 2-lane street in Rockville, Maryland. I'm going down the joint chilling. A police officer get behind me, dog. Rockville Pike is a long stretch, dog. It go all the way down. You can drive that joint all the way down into DC. That's how long the joint is a long stretch. I'm driving. This Bama get behind me. He behind me for like a mile and a half, dog. Just behind me. 2 miles. This Bama behind me. So I'm like, dog, this Bama just riding behind me. I'm like, dog, he gonna pull me over. It's nobody. It ain't a bunch of cars out there. Like I said, it's Sunday night, 11 p.m. So it ain't a bunch of cars, whatever. This Bama just riding behind me for 2 miles. I move over into the next lane. The Bama's still behind me. So I'm like, dog, this Bama about to pull me over. So I just pull over the whip. And he pulls over, puts his lights on and stuff. He's like, why'd you pull over? I was like, dog, you've been following me for 2 mile stretch. I'm like, I figured you was going to pull me over. So I just tried to get it over with. Here go my license and registration. I had the joint in my hand. He was like, why, hold on. Give me your license and registration. Bama took the joint, went back to his car. Then he came back. He was like, why you don't have a shirt on? I'm like, Aaron, I could have been like, dog, what does that matter? I could have been talking back, but we conditioned to just survive.
Speak for yourself.
So I'm like, I just played in a basketball game. He's like, oh, well, I need you to put your shirt on.
What?
I'm like,
I'd occur.
Aaron. Hey, look.
Ain't no way.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, my shirt.
You ain't put your shirt on, Harold.
I put my shirt on, dog.
Dog, you did. Oh my God.
Hey, Aaron, listen. Listen. This is the thing, though, Aaron. The reality is, I could not be telling this story today by not complying. And granted, it happens, dog. Like that's the level of like terror these Bamas trying to like impose on people. So I just put the shirt on. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, the shirt is just sitting in the seat. I just like my shirt right here. Boom, I just throw the shirt on. It's a t-shirt anyway. I just throw the t-shirt on. I'm like this. Bama's like, you shouldn't have stopped, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. I was like,
you put your shirt on.
I said, I just figured you was gonna pull me over. I'm boom, boom. He was like, all right, well, you know, okay, you have a nice night. And the Bama just let me go. But dog, he was looking
what you
for
mean,
a
let
fight.
you go? You ain't do nothing.
Aaron, I know.
See, you program. They got you programmed too, dog. No, dog, I'm not going for it.
Hey, listen. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that that's the right way to handle. I'm saying, dog, it's problematic that when we go through thought process, we've been conditioned like to be like, oh, okay, I just need to comply. I'm not going.
I ain't been conditioned.
Greasy.
You know what kind of cars I drive, and you know the kind of harassment the police.
I know you get harassed.
It's been multiple. I remember the first day I got to 750. And I'm riding around somewhere. First day, Bama just pulled me over for no reason. Oh, well, you know, we've been having cars like these get stolen over here and all. What the that got to do with me? If I didn't violate any law, why are you pulling me over? And then Bama to try to go. I'll go back and forth with them. Though I'm not bowing down to these dweebs who used to get beat up in school. They get a badge and a gun, and all of a sudden they want to try to regain some type of masculinity or testosterone, pulling over black dudes that used to be smashing their girls back when they was in. Dog, no, we're not going for it. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way. None of it. It's just it's not happening. And whatever got to happen after that. But I'm not doing it.
That's the dilemma we are as a society in America. Like two people black with the same experience navigating this two different ways. Like just this is just the reality of the world that we live in, dog. And I'm actually advocating for your way. I'm tired of us having to like do all this stuff. And now, granted, like things are a little different. I think that I don't know, bro. Like sometimes I'm still compliant, dog. I just be like, whatever.
You got a wife and kids, so you got.
Yeah, I just be like, different. I'm not trying.
I'm not going for it, and I really don't like them to begin with. So it's a little different for me. So I'm not bowing down to these jokers, though. It's just not happening.
And that's essentially what Tyreek's disposition was. Like, I'm not bowing down. Like, and they're like, oh, you're not gonna bow down. You're not gonna roll your window down. No, no. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not saying you saying that. I'm
Yeah.
saying from his perspective, and all these people that want to say he would have did this and that, they're not God. They're not his daddy. This Batman don't have to do everything. Now, if they say you're being detained and this is the violation, if he, you know what I mean, that is a little bit different. But you don't just to get to pull me over and just start playing Simon Says and put your shirt on. No.
Yeah, dog. It's a dirty game out here when it comes to like just harassment and stuff like that. And some places are better than others, young, but it's just like this lens that these people look at us with. And
and then other minorities, the Hispanics think they white out here, and then some of these coons.
This wasn't even white police officers, dog. Like, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what is you? Then you could tell, like, when they finally realized, like, oh no, this joint is kind of. They started like kind of backtracking, but it's like, no, it's too late. It's too late, bro. And for those of y'all, like, go see the video, go watch it. I mean, the officer was knocking on the window. He's like, put your window down. He's like, dog. He's like, he put his window down. He gave him the stuff, then rolled his window back up. He's like, roll your window back down. Like, blah, blah. He's like for what? He's like, roll it down. Then the Bama want to pull him out. Like, I'm like, come on, bro. It's just too much. It's just excessive. It's the middle of the day. Whatever he was doing couldn't have been that egregious. He was speeding. Okay, get a man a ticket and keep it moving. All of that
egos,
wrestling him to the ground and stuff
like to begin with. So I ain't
and good thing he ain't really like resist a fight, because I know that little muscle man Tyreek Hill strong, dog. He could have easily like just
everybody out there.
He could have tossed them Bamas, dog. He could have tossed them easily. And his other teammates showed up and was like, he tried to like get back in your vehicle and blah blah. It's like, oh,
they put one of his teammates in handcuffs, Calais Cameron.
And you heard what not Josh McDaniels, Mike McDaniel said. He said he never even had he hasn't had that experience because he float and count as white. Yeah, he
said that.
Yeah, he said I haven't really experienced that, but he was like, but I can only imagine what that feels like. And he was like, I'm just proud that our teammates did what teammates are supposed to do and kind of supported each other and stuck together in that whole situation, whatever. But like, it's crazy, bro. Because if you don't have anybody to advocate for you, like in those situations, I'm sure, like as soon as they got back to the headquarters and offices, like, bro, like, did you do anything? They probably start reviewing the tapes and the video immediately. Like, how do we get ahead of this? Like, because that joint looks bad. It's definitely bad press on them. They put the one cop on administrative leave. I don't know what that means.
That means like, he's getting paid and he on vacation.
Yeah, dog. No. If you want to potentially, this is how I feel about it. If you want to potentially jeopardize my livelihood by wrestling me to the ground and doing this other stuff, his body is his livelihood, Tyreek Hill. Then we need to talk about their livelihood, this job and this badge, or we need to take that away. You need to be working at Walmart or FedEx or Capital One Bank if you don't know how to make right decisions that involve people's lives.
But that's not going to happen. They got a process. The police union is one big lobby, and all they're going to do, they have a process where you can't just outright fire Bamas. They're going to put them on administrative leave. They're going to hopefully hope the joint die down a little bit. And worst case scenario, the Bama going to end up working at like Sanford County. He's going to transfer to somewhere that's more suburb. And that's just what they do. That's just what they do.
Bama at Target.
There need to be a national database for certain Bamas that cannot operate with a weapon, cannot operate in law enforcement, cannot interact with the public, period.
Yeah. No, it's too critical. If I'm a doctor and I do surgery and I go in the joint and I malpractice and doing all for, dog, I lose my license immediately, dog. They don't be like, nah, this dude, he can't be a doctor.
Accountability.
No,
they don't have accountability for slave catchers, dog. This is what they basically paid to do: go out and harass niggas all day.
That joint crazy.
That's the high point of their life. I bet if you go in this group chat, he can be like, "Look how I had that monkey in the headlock and all this other." You know that's how the group chat look. He supposed to be so strong. I choked his ass out, had him on the ground. Like you already know how the group chat look. So I already want to play these games with these people, dog.
No, oh my goodness, yeah. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. The microaggressions that they be coming out. On On the Monday Night Football, let's get to some. We can talk about football. We can talk about the Dolphins and Sundays. Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers come back. They playing the San Francisco 49ers. What did you think about Aaron Rodgers' performance? I thought it was okay.
You was in seventh heaven last night.
No, I wasn't.
This man,
no.
you know,
hey, listen,
in a group chat or nothing. This man was in seventh heaven to that Jay went off. But as far as Aaron Rodgers, it's hard for me to say. I thought the offensive game plan was trash.
Okay. It wasn't the only trash game plan this week.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of offenses had quarterbacks with under 200 yards pass. It was just a weird weekend in football. But to me, certain throws, it looked like, okay, yeah, he still got it. But when he's moving, sometimes you could see the 40 years old. So it's like, 2 years removed from the last time we've seen him kind of moving around in that way. And this is his first game back since the injury. I'll give him that, but I can't imagine he getting better as the weather gets cold.
What grade you giving him?
I would say a C.
Okay.
Because he missed on the interception, he missed the throw. Even though it was a deflection, like if it was a little bit more outside, then that's a completion and it doesn't get batted and then flip up in the air for that interception. He also missed that
Garrett Wilson,
the one in the fourth quarter. Yeah. That was a miss. Yeah. And so you want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he is 40. He has been away from the game for 2 years with the injury. And we've seen him be a super elite thrower, maybe the best pure arm in the history of the NFL as far as accuracy, arm strength, ball placement. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt on that. It just wasn't a great it wasn't a terrible performance, but it wasn't great. I mean, I give him a C plus.
Yeah. No, I'm right there. Same grade. I thought he had some flashes of like, oh, that's AR. Then some stuff where like the game, like there were must-have passes. I felt like just, it was just off target on something. And that could just be rust. That just could be, just getting back. Like you say, he's been out of football.
No preseason.
Yeah. So it just comes with the territory. But overall, I felt like he was competent. I felt like he could move enough to at least run the offense. I didn't feel like he was gimpy to the like we're like, what's wrong with him? Because we've seen quarterbacks be gimpy, but I mean, yeah, he looked okay. I just thought the 49ers is a tough defense to start out week one. They gonna come after you. They got like their team is real. So it was a tough test for him.
And another thing I'll say that also affected his performance, they had no time of possession because their defense couldn't get off the field. I feel like when they found out Christian McCaffrey wasn't going to play, they completely abandoned whatever the game plan was, and it seemed like they weren't prepared to stop the run. They had Mason running for 147? No name joker. So yeah, I think if they had more time of possession, which also comes with getting first downs, but when your defense is not getting off the field like that and you have almost no time with the ball, I don't know how much he could have done with what he had. So yeah, C plus B minus, but yeah, it wasn't an outstanding performance at all.
Yeah, nah, I'm with you. Yeah, so we just kind of talk about some of these games. Baltimore, Kansas City won that one 27-20. I mean, Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes, but I expected the Ravens to give them a little more. I mean, I guess they were a foot away from it being tied with the Isaiah Likely in the back of the end zone pass. But
beyond that,
I think they'll be fine.
Another failed offensive game plan. Like the offensive coaches, to me, at least in this week one, it's been treacherous. They had the same game plan they had in the playoff game that failed them. They want to be this spread offense. And okay, if you want to be spread, but run out of the spread. That means if you go spread, they got more DBs on the field. You can still run Derrick Henry out of that. But I felt like they kind of abandoned the run the same way they did in the playoff game. And I'm not even a guy who advocates for the run, but with this team, it's just ridiculous when you look at what the OC is trying to do and wonder why it's not working. So for me, the game plan was trash.
Nah, I'm with you. 100%. Game plan was again trash. I think, yeah, just how they were trying to utilize Derrick Henry, I thought in theory was okay, but like in the actual act a part of it. I'm like, dog, why are you running? Like, you can get more creative with your run plays. I mean, we see just how like San Francisco, like they stretch it out to the outside. They do zone run scheme, like it just works better for running backs getting the lanes. They do tosses and stuff like that. I just think with Lamar and Derrick Henry, you can just get more out of that. They didn't really do a whole lot of running of Lamar Jackson. I thought, like you said, they were just trying to stick to the pass. But they lose that joint. Green Bay at Philly. This was in Brazil. Philly end up winning the game. Green Bay looks like Jordan Love might have tweaked his ACL or MCL or something. Will miss a few games. I think they're going to start Malik Willis this week. So, yeah, I don't think I mean, especially after you pay the quarterback and then they get a little tweak injury, that joint hurt. But yeah, Philly got that. Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Good old Kirk Cousins, dog. You called it. You said if Kirk play, I'm going with Pittsburgh.
Ding, 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 ding. Cash me out.
18-10. Looked like Justin Fields played this game. He plays decent. I won't say it was good or spectacular, but he played decent enough to get the W, and so they're going with him again. Russ says he feels okay, but it looks like they're going to roll with Justin Fields again for this upcoming week.
Get a win, you should start.
That's a fact. Arizona. Go ahead.
How about next up? Or we're going to get to that?
We're going to get to that. Then we had Arizona at Buffalo. That was a game. That joint went down to the wire. Josh Allen had to do everything. This Bama was pulling out all the stops. I think he had 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, he was being Josh Allen for sure.
Can't play Cardinals every week though.
Yeah, you ain't gonna play the Cardinals every week, though. So I think they play
Dolphins Thursday.
Oh, Dolphins, yeah, Thursday. Yeah. That's gonna be a different one. Then you got Tennessee at Chicago. Chicago came back in this joint. They was like in a burner. And then the real Will Levis showed up, though. We told Bama's Will Levis is a scrub. I don't know, like, how he fooled the public to think that he could play, but this Bama bummed it in the second half. And once Chicago got, like, their momentum going and you could tell their confidence was building, then it was all she wrote. So
Caleb didn't look great either.
He didn't look
He was
great.
thinking it up for a good portion of the game. But, that team has enough on it, and Will Levis is that garbage where those turnovers allowed them to be in a position to go ahead and win that game. But it's a game they should have lost.
Yeah. So this is the thing, and this is what I was saying. Like, I think that the game plan has to be specially curtailed for Caleb Williams to have success. And if there's any like mishaps with the game plan, then you're going to see struggles from Caleb Williams. Like, he's special, and I think he can make all the throws, but like, you got to help him out with a game plan that's conducive to them being successful. And in this joint, it just looked like similar to like our game, more of the preseason extended. And it's like, this is not the preseason. Like, you're going to get different kind of blitz packages and schemes. It's going to be more complex defensively, which you're going to have to account for. And you have to have a game plan that's suited for that. And it just didn't seem like they had that. But again, they got the W, so that's all that matters. And we gave you out a play on that one. We said -4, and they covered the spread. Just want to put that out there. We're going to get to the Lock Factory. New England at Cincinnati. New England was another one that was on the ticket.
Yes, sir.
Bring us. You called it, Aaron. You said Joe Burrow. Everybody just crowning him the man, and we haven't seen him since the injury, and it's some question marks. They didn't have T. Higgins who was out with the hamstring, and Jamar Chase hadn't been playing and practicing, so and it showed. It showed like they just weren't in sync, and they got beat by a team that just was ready to grind it out, and New England is a testament. This is one of those things that I say, and when we get to our game, I'm going to reiterate it. But like preparedness, you could tell from the jump, from the football, soon as the first kickoff, New England was prepared to play this football game on offense and in defense. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. Everybody believed in the game plan, and it looked like the players were committed. And that's what you need at the baseline level to happen if you're going to have a chance in the National Football League. And they looked like they would be on the same. They were on the same page. Didn't have a lot of penalties and just grinded out a W. And Jacoby Brissett looked competent enough. So yeah, that was another good call that was on the ticket. Houston against Indianapolis, and they won 29-27. So if you had Indianapolis, then they covered the spread. But I think we teased it for Houston. But it wasn't on our ticket though, nonetheless. But Houston did get the W. It was a high scoring game. Anthony Richardson looked okay, dog. He looked solid. He missed some too.
The joint where he slipped and threw that joint 70 in the air for the touchdown, dropped it in the bucket. Dog, no other quarterback in the league can make that throw. Not Patrick Mahomes, not Josh Allen. No other quarterback in the league is making that throw. Dog, dropped in a bucket.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson will be a problem this year, dog. The thing is, he had a play where the Bama was running, like he's going to have some accuracy issues at times, which is going damper. But when he's on, it's going to be problematic. It's going to be problematic because the Bama got the arm talent. He got the wheels. He's strong. It's just, it's everything fast. So, they were in a burner, which we knew. Jacksonville at Miami. Miami pulled out the win. They're another team that had to come back. The offense didn't really come out the gate smoking. It wasn't until late in the second half where Tyreek Hill got the touchdown and they finally, pulled away from Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville looked good, but Is
Doug Peterson job on the line or not?
It should be. It should be. That's a fact. It should be. Because you gave away this game, essentially. You had the game in hand, and you gave it away. So, at some point, somebody got to be the one to blame for that. Carolina at New Orleans. New Orleans blew the doors off of Carolina. Now, we can talk. I said this to you earlier this week, Aaron, but I think Bryce Young might be in that bus conversation.
It's looking real bad.
It's year 2. Where's the progression? I just don't. The offense look exactly the same it looked last year. It's a new coach, but that little dink and dunk, with basket catchers, it's not going to work, though. You have Deontay Johnson, but that's it. Everybody else is basket catchers, and then you running dink and dunk offense. I don't like it.
I don't watch enough of Carolina's games. I don't watch any of their games, actually, to be able to say, because I haven't even really seen Bryce play even a quarter of football. I just know when you look at the box score after the game, it looked real bad.
His numbers look real mediocre, bro. Real mediocre. Then you had Minnesota at New York Giants.
I watched that game.
Daniel Jones is
I watched that game, though. We told y'all ass. We tried
to tell y'all, dog. Daniel Jones is in
garbage.
Minnesota walked all over them, dog. They washed them 28-6.
Was Sam Dunn.
Dayball was asked if they were considering, benching Daniel Jones or bringing in another quarterback. He said no. So
because of the GM, this is remember what he say in Hard Knocks? This is the year Daniel Jones. They're gonna be picking number 1 for sure.
Yeah,
but Drew Lock is the backup. If he's healthy, he's head and shoulders better football player than
head
Daniel
shoulders
Jones.
better. I agree. But WME, you know how that go. Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers 122-10. Las Vegas Raiders is going to be in trouble without a quarterback, bro. It's just that simple. You don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. And I think the Chargers they played like the Baltimore, in my opinion. The way they played this game, just hard nose on both sides of the football and grinded out a W. Then you had Denver at Seattle. Bo Nix. This is what we kind of expected from Bo Nix. I think that you said that it would cover the 42. Got to make sure people know that because that was on the ticket. That was
what
on
was
the
the score?
26-20.
Oh, and the over was 42. I said put your house in the car on it. That's a lot.
You said it's a lot.
So all three locks we gave hit. If people were smart and listen.
Hey, listen, bro. I got text,
out, right?
I got text. People cashed out. You know what I'm saying? But we got to do it over and over and over and over.
That's what we do anyway. Just like with the quarterbacks.
Hey, dog. All right. Lock it up. Dallas washed Cleveland. Now, I'm concerned about Deshaun Watson. It might be the end of the road, bro. It might be the end of the road. What I saw in the game was so problematic, bro. Like he couldn't make the throws. He couldn't escape the rush. He was getting sacked. His mind looked messed up more than his arm. I mean, his arm looked okay, but it's always been okay. But he looked like mentally he's out of the joint. And granted, I know Dallas Cowboys is a good defense. They got good players and stuff like that. So it wasn't like he was playing, the Commanders or nothing. But still, I'm like, this joint look bad. Are you concerned about Deshaun Watson?
I don't know what concern means as it relates to this, but to me, the pattern is setting up that if nobody tickle his joint, then the Bama's just flat out garbage. So if I'm the team, I'm hiring like secret youngins to just slide in his DMs to make it look like it's organic, to give him whatever that extra pizzazz he needs to perform on the field. Because ever since they removed them fingers from the situation, this has been terrible.
Remove the finger. Ever since that never gonna lay on the table with his butt up.
When they stopped him from laying on his tummy, this has been garbage. So if I'm the Browns, though.
No, you say you gotta get your money's worth, dog.
I'm calling the same escorts that the owners call, the high-end joint, $1,000 night joints. Like, hey, what I need you to do is just be walking out the grocery store at this time, at this place. You know what I mean? Just try to make it seem organic so this man could get whatever he need going, dog. No. This ain't working.
Yeah, he about to get cut, dog. That's
the first fully guaranteed contract too. It looks really bad. It looks really bad.
Okay. All right, here we are. Finally, we made it. Washington Commanders versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay 37, Washington 20. Wash. They got cooked.
And it wasn't that close. They had a little stat patty at the end to get that last touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels, fine. They had to run a lot. The game plan was not set up for a success. Benjamin St. Juice tweeted or I best talk with reporters talking about, it wasn't communication. It was just disheartening that all the hard work that they did during training camp and like communication that they built and trust they built did not see it come to fruition on the field in week 1 and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, you need to just shut up because
you the main one getting baked.
You
everybody want to talk about Forbes. You the main one getting cooked.
450 bait all day. And you out here talking about communication and stuff. No, there's no communication when you running with a Bama.
Back to Canada. Now, why you want a Canadian DB anyway?
You don't.
When have we ever seen that work? Like, get out of here.
Yeah, bro. It was bad. It was bad. And I just
they look worse than last year. Like, we got to be honest.
Don't say that, though.
But that's the thing. And this is why I don't like Washington fans and why I root against the team sometimes when they play a quarterback I don't like or when they got a coach I don't like. Because the fans remind me of a youngin' that, they be in a relationship with a dude for whatever period of time. The next dude they date is Jesus in the beginning. Like, let them tell it. No matter what his real issues are, oh, he's so perfect. It's just the fact that he's not the other person. And then they size it up so much that you can't even have real critical conversations or productive conversations about what the flaws are or what needs to be improved. So, like, as soon as Josh Harris and them came in, oh, it's so great. Everything is so perfect, so wonderful. And then you got the GM come in. Oh, it's so perfect, so wonderful. And then the head coach and the OC, and just so they can slander Eric Bieniemy, oh, we just like the balance is so much better and all this other stuff. And they go out there and put up really 13 points, but we'll give them 20. And then on the back end, they getting bammed on worse than they did last year with Del Rio and Ron. So if it was so terrible then, like, we got to acknowledge that it's terrible now. At least they started out 2-0 last year.
That is true.
And everybody was slurping them that compensatory 3rd round pick they got for Chase, and then the 2nd round pick they got for Montez, and then you can't bust a great. You got Baker Mayfield out there looking like Lamar Jackson. Can't get sniffed. They can't get a sack to save their life. So it's like, dog, I expected them to come out and perform better than they did yesterday. That was flat out terrible. But you have what you have. If your offense is going to be focused on Brian Robinson and your defense is focused on whoever the Joe Blows are at DN, it just is what it is. It's going to be a long season. Travis Hunter. Tank for Travis. 2025.
Oh, yeah. That's where we at with it, bro.
And they weren't in a position to trade Dotson. Like, I don't care what they got to say about his demeanor, his attitude. Clearly, you don't have enough receiver weapons to have traded that back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at the all 22 for the whole game to just see what receivers were doing, if they could get open, if the route combinations were conducive to Bama's getting open. Because what I didn't see was like stuff that you typically would see. Like they didn't run crossers, they didn't run the rubs, they didn't run those stacks. Yeah, slants or like I didn't see stack receivers where you got one guy to like get space for the other guy. On like it just was none of that. So,
and I didn't see adjustments. Like I gave them the first half. I said, this is their first time together. They're gonna look at it. They're gonna make adjustments, and then they came out and kind of did the same thing until Tampa went into prevent. Then all of a sudden, it looked like their offense was alive. So, my biggest frustration in this, the same as we said yesterday, is the lack of urgency in getting Terry the ball. Like when you watch Cooper Kupp or you watch number 5 for the Jets last night,
AJ Brown for Garrett Wilson,
and you see Eagles. How serious real OCs are about getting their best player the ball, just getting them touches. It doesn't matter how you get them touches, getting him involved. And then it just seems here, it's like, oh no, we're just going to run our scheme, and then the quarterback just has to go where he has to. That doesn't work. You need players. Get your best player the ball, and then when you lose, you can live with that. Like I can live with them saying maybe we should have ran more, or some of this other stuff. But when you don't get Terry the ball,
you're not trying to win.
Score, then I don't have any sympathy for you. And we can make excuses about all this other stuff. Other teams find a way to get their player the ball. You could be run 2 screens a quarter, a screen and a slant to Terry. If nothing else is working, if he's not getting open downfield, fine. But you could do a screen and a slant to get this man the ball. And they just choose not to. So I'm hoping that the OC is listening to what's going on around town and looking at the film and making that adjustment. Because if they come out against the Giants and Terry doesn't get the ball the way he's supposed to get the ball, like, it don't take me long. I'm out. I'm not playing these reindeer games with these losers, dog. You got 1-2 times with me to look like you know what you're doing, and then I'm out until you figure it out.
I'm out, bro.
I'm not playing these games with these Bamas, dog, for 10, 20 years. This new regime going to get, 3-4 years to mess it up. Like, no, I'm not playing this.
Yeah. Hey, look. That joint was disgusting. Watching the game, looking at it. It's rare that I, turn the game off in the fourth quarter. Like, it was just frustrating watching these Bamas play like the Bad News Bears out there, just crash dummying in around. I'm like, bro, no, I can't. I ain't got the patience for it. I went to Chuck E. Cheese with Harley. I said, come on, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. I can't watch it.
The one thing, so it's 2 players that I feel like are beyond the criticism of that game. One being Jaden Daniels. Okay. His numbers weren't amazing, but you could see every time they blitzed him, we was at Drawford House watching the journey. Every time they blitzed him, I was like, y'all better stop. Because every time they blitz, he would get out and be gone. So you could tell he's one of those guys.
And he has the game speed you need to get away from the people at this level.
Yes.
Like some Bamas think they fast and they not really that fast. This Bama really can
or they
get
mobile
away.
in college but get to the league and they as mobile as you think. Like he could consistently, like, if y'all gonna be stupid and blitz, see it coming, recognize it, and get out of there in time. Which I think is a huge plus, because without his legs, the offense would have looked way worse than it actually did, because he got a bunch of first downs by, getting out with his legs and kind of opening it up. They didn't get any play action off of that or nothing else, but that's another discussion. And then somebody who everybody in the media has had a love affair with slandering, Jamin Davis. Like the Bama flash, it looked like maybe Ron had him at the wrong position this whole time. But he looked like he was playing with the speed that nobody else on defense was playing with, the pop, the effort. So I got to give him credit. It looked like, to me, like those two players showed up. And the punter, as usual. But the kicker's ass, they got him up out of there.
Yeah, he off the roster.
The whole D lineman's ass. The whole DB conglomerate was ass. Yeah. The linebackers look slow, and it's just it was rough. The O-line was looking janky, but Coleman didn't play. So
and when you say slow too, I'm talking about like the little dump passes, and when they throw in a screen and you got to get to the edge. Yeah, like these Bamas was
got beat every time.
I'm like, no, how does Bama get
straight line, no move?
Yeah, that's problematic. What else? Offensively, I mean, that's pretty much it. I thought
Eckler was decent too.
Eckler was when
they gave him opportunities, he needs more opportunities than the other guy.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I thought from a coaching, like if I'm just looking at the coaching standpoint of like the timeout usage and stuff, it was bad. It wasn't like
at the end of the half when they should have took that timeout to have more time for their own drive when they had Tampa in the red zone, and they just like let the time just run out, get the stop, they kick the field goal, and then you just don't have any time to try to do anything. I'm like, is this Ron Rivera again? Like,
if you close your eyes and just watch the joint,
Ron and Jack still there in spirit.
They still there, bro. They still there. I saw nothing different to make me think otherwise. Like, it'd be different if I saw Bama just swarming and tackling. Like, I know striking football, like striking when I see it. Like when Bama's just hitting. Like last night, you could tell right away that it was an emphasis on turning the football over with the San Francisco 49ers. Out the gate, when they tackling, they were trying to punch the football. It was an emphasis around it. These Bamas lied to me, Aaron. They was like, oh, yeah, they're going to be on emphasis on turnovers and stuff like that. These Bamas ain't getting no turnovers.
But they couldn't get pressure. How you going to get turnovers with no pressure?
You're right.
You're not going to make the quarterback make rush throws, and so the DBs are not nowhere near the receivers to begin with. So it's like if you don't get pressure, you're not really going to create turnovers. That's just what it is. And for me, I feel like this gift wrapping these senior citizens the whole preseason, this is essentially preseason for these jokers. I'm not saying this is the way it's going to be the whole year, even though it looks bad. But you got like Bobby Wagner and all these other players that I don't remember playing basically any of the preseason. And so you get out there, this is their first real live football. It looked like they still not in NFL football shape. I don't know if it's them being old and washed or if they just not in football shape because of the lack of usage in the preseason. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like Tampa's guys were just fine. I don't know if they played in the preseason or not, but they seem to be firing just fine.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we got. It's just trouble ahead, dog. It's just more trouble ahead. More trouble ahead. I think that's it, dog. Follow us at OSS 980 at Other Side of Sports. Chime in what you think about the games, what you think about the Commanders and their performance. Any storylines? I mean, we talked about Tyreek Hill. What are your thoughts on? Don't make me mad, dog. I hope they don't let no bots be commenting on the video, dog, because if they say the wrong thing, I'm coming for your neck. I don't care. Aaron B just bro. I'm not playing with these fake commenters out here.
Oh, they real. They be right at your job, but you smiling in your face, laughing at your jokes. Then they go get on Facebook and start making racist comments on the videos.
No, they better not try it, bro.
They be hiding right in plain sight.
I'm gonna fight right fire with fire. I'm gonna go right back on ChatGPT and get a response right. Kirk right for their tail, bro. Straight like that. Yeah, follow us. Shout out to Wes Buffy. Shout out Lance J Radio. Shout out Sports Talk Tasha. Shout out my man Wes Van. Everybody who cashed out with us. Tune into the Lock Factory. We're gonna have the picks and the plays for you. We out.